There is a silent thief that robs us of strength, energy, and vitality as we age. It doesn't happen overnight, but slowly and steadily, it weakens our bodies until one day we realize that walking up the stairs feels harder, lifting groceries feels heavier, and the energy we once had is no longer the same. This hidden thief is sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it begins much earlier than most people think. In fact, starting as early as our 40s, the body naturally begins to lose muscle mass, and without intervention, this process accelerates every single decade. Now, for years, people have been told that the solution lies in trendy remedies. Bone broth, for example, has been praised endlessly for its supposed ability to strengthen bones, protect joints, and even support muscle recovery. But here's the truth. Bone broth is not the miracle cure it's been made out to be. While it has some benefits when it comes to protecting against sarcopenia, the very condition that steals away our independence, bone broth simply doesn't deliver what the body truly needs. This is not just about appearance or fitness. This is about life itself. Muscle is the organ of longevity. It is the foundation for balance, stability, and protection against falls. It fuels our metabolism, supports blood sugar control, and even plays a critical role in immunity. Losing muscle means losing independence, and independence is something none of us can afford to surrender. Think about this. Someone who ignores muscle loss in their 50s or 60s could face severe weakness, frequent falls, and fractured bones in their 70s. Sarcopenia doesn't just take away muscle, it takes away freedom, mobility, and quality of life. That's why protecting your muscles is not optional. It is essential. And yet millions are still following outdated advice, drinking cup after cup of bone broth, unaware that they are doing little to stop the progression of muscle decline. The real answer lies in choosing foods that are scientifically proven to trigger muscle repair, strengthen fibers, and rebuild tissue even as we age. Forget the hype, forget the myths. It's time to shine a light on the truth. Sarcopenia is not just about losing a little strength. It is about losing the very structure that keeps your body alive and active. Muscle is far more than tissue attached to bones. It is a dynamic system that keeps your metabolism running, your energy stable, and your body resilient. When muscle begins to shrink, the consequences ripple across your entire health. Here's why it matters. With every passing decade after 40, the average person loses 3 to 8% of their muscle mass. That might not sound dramatic at first, but over 20 to 30 years, this becomes a massive decline. Imagine trying to carry your body with half the strength you once had. Suddenly, daily tasks like climbing stairs, carrying bags, or even standing up from a chair become exhausting challenges. But the dangers go deeper. Sarcopenia drastically increases the risk of falls, and falls are not just accidents, they are life-changing events. A single fall in older age can lead to hip fractures, hospital stays, and a permanent loss of independence. For many, it marks the beginning of a downward spiral in health. That is why doctors and researchers now consider sarcopenia as dangerous as heart disease or diabetes. And it doesn't stop there. Muscle is metabolically active tissue, meaning it burns calories and regulates blood sugar even when you are at rest. Lose muscle, and you lose metabolic power. This leads to weight gain, insulin resistance, and higher chances of developing type 2 diabetes. Even your brain health is tied to your muscles. Studies show that individuals with stronger muscles are less likely to suffer from cognitive decline as they age. Now, here's the problem. Sarcopenia creeps in silently. Most people don't notice the change until it's too late. They feel weaker, assume it's just normal aging, and ignore the warning signs. But by the time weakness becomes obvious, muscle fibers have already been lost. Unlike fat, which can accumulate and then be shed, lost muscle is extremely difficult to rebuild once it's gone. This is why prevention is everything. So when you hear people casually recommend bone broth or a quick supplement fix, you need to understand that these solutions do not target the root cause of sarcopenia. Protecting your muscle requires foods that are packed with the right amino acids, nutrients, and compounds proven to stimulate muscle protein synthesis and reduce inflammation that eats away at muscle fibers. This is about more than nutrition. It's about survival. Protecting your muscle is protecting your future self, your independence, and your ability to enjoy life as you age. The good news is that sarcopenia is not inevitable. Science has shown that with the right dietary choices, Combined with strength activity, you can slow, stop, and even reverse muscle loss. You can preserve your strength, energy, and vitality far longer than you might believe. The body is always ready to respond when given the right tools. And in the next part of this discussion, we will uncover why common solutions fall short and then reveal the food that truly builds muscle and protects against sarcopenia better than bone broth ever could. When people first realize they're losing muscle, the instinct is often to reach for the most popular remedies on the market: protein shakes, powders, supplements, and bone broth are the go-to choices. They're easy, they're trendy, and they promise results. But here's the truth: many of these so-called solutions are either incomplete, misleading, or simply not as effective as people think. Let's start with protein shakes. Yes, protein is essential for building muscle. Without it, the body simply cannot repair or grow new fibers. But the issue is not just about getting protein. It's about getting the right type of protein in the right amounts at the right time. Many protein powders are filled with artificial sweeteners, fillers, and low-quality sources of protein that do little for long-term muscle health. Even high-quality whey or plant-based powders can't do their job if the rest of the diet is lacking in the specific nutrients needed to trigger muscle repair. Now, bone broth. This is where the biggest myth lies. Bone broth is often marketed as a powerhouse for joints, skin, and even muscle. People drink it believing they are fueling their bodies with everything necessary to stay strong. But bone broth, while warm and comforting, is primarily composed of collagen. And here's the important distinction: collagen is not the same as the proteins your muscles need to rebuild themselves. Muscle fibers depend on amino acids like leucine, isoleucine, and valine, the branched chain amino acids that directly stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Collagen lacks adequate amounts of these critical amino acids. This means that while bone broth may support joint and skin health, it simply doesn't provide the muscle protecting power needed to fight sarcopenia. So if you are relying on bone broth to save your muscles, you are putting your faith in the wrong food. Some also turn to supplements. Individual amino acids, pills promising muscle protection or isolated nutrients, but the body doesn't thrive on isolated compounds. Nutrients work in synergy, meaning they must interact together in natural foods to trigger the right biological processes. No single pill can replace the powerful network of nutrients found in real whole foods. And then there's the idea that simply eating more food will help. Yes, calories matter, but eating more without focusing on the right nutrients often leads to weight gain without muscle gain. This worsens the problem because excess body fat creates inflammation, which accelerates muscle breakdown. So what do all these approaches have in common? They are either incomplete or misdirected. They fail to deliver the precise combination of nutrients the body needs to not just maintain, but actively rebuild muscle. The reason people continue to lose strength despite following these remedies is simple: they're treating the problem with the wrong tools. If you want to fight sarcopenia, you need a food that is nutrient dense, scientifically proven to stimulate muscle synthesis, and rich in the amino acids missing from bone broth. A food that doesn't just patch the problem, but actively transforms how your muscles rebuild and repair themselves. And that food exists. It's just not what most people expect. Here is where science gives us hope. There is a food that stands out above bone broth and the common remedies we've talked about. This food is soybeans and their derivatives like tofu tempeh and edamame. Unlike collagen, heavy bone broth, soy is rich in complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids the body requires for muscle repair. But more importantly, it is especially high in leucine, the amino acid that acts as the switch for muscle protein synthesis. Think of leucine as the ignition key for your muscles. Without it, your body has the fuel, but no spark. With it, muscle growth is activated and your body is signaled to start rebuilding. Soy provides that spark in a way bone broth simply cannot. Research backs this up. Multiple clinical studies have shown that soy protein is just as effective as animal protein in supporting muscle health, especially when combined with resistance training. In older adults, soy protein has been proven to increase lean body mass, improve strength, and reduce the progression of sarcopenia. And unlike bone broth, soy foods deliver additional nutrients like isoflavones and antioxidants that protect against inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which accelerate muscle breakdown. And soy is just one example. Other legumes, such as lentils and beans, also provide high quality plant protein and muscle protective compounds. But soy remains one of the most powerful because of its leucine content and complete amino acid profile. Now, you might wonder, why soy, not meat? After all, chicken, beef, and fish are also complete proteins. The difference lies in the additional benefits soy provides. Animal proteins often come packaged with saturated fat, which in excess can harm cardiovascular health. Soy, on the other hand, is lean, plant based, and heart protective. It nourishes the muscles without burdening the arteries. Think about what this means. A simple, affordable food like tofu or a cup of edamame can do more for your muscles than an expensive supplement or a steaming bowl of bone broth, and the science confirms it. Your body doesn't need hype, it needs leucine, essential amino acids, antioxidants, and anti inflammatory compounds. Soy delivers all of this in one package. So while bone broth may comfort you, it will not save your muscles from decline. If you truly want to fight sarcopenia, rebuild strength, and preserve independence, you need to reach for foods that fuel muscle protein synthesis directly. Soy and its derivatives provide that scientific edge. They rebuild what sarcopenia tries to take away, and they give you the strength to not just live longer, but live stronger. Now that we know soy and its related foods outperform bone broth when it comes to muscle preservation, the next step is putting this knowledge into action. The truth is, knowing the right food is only half the battle. The real transformation happens when you understand how much to eat, when to eat it, and how to incorporate it consistently into your daily life. Let's start with quantity. Research shows that older adults need more protein than younger adults to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. For most people over the age of 50, that means aiming for around 25-30 grams of protein per meal. A single serving of tofu tempeh or edamame can provide 50-20 grams, which means just 1 or 2 portions a day can significantly strengthen your muscle protection. For example, a cup of edamame delivers about 18 grams of complete protein, plus the added bonus of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Combine that with other protein-rich foods, and you'll easily reach the level your muscles require. Timing is also critical. Many people make the mistake of eating most of their protein in the evening while skimping at breakfast or lunch. But muscles respond best when protein is spread evenly throughout the day. That means instead of saving your soy for dinner, include it at lunch or even breakfast. For example, adding tofu to a vegetable stir fry at lunch or blending soy milk into your morning smoothie ensures your muscles are fed consistently. This steady supply of amino acids keeps the muscle building switch activated throughout the day, which is key to preventing sarcopenia. Preparation is another factor that makes this food powerful. Soy products can be incorporated into nearly any cuisine. Tofu can be grilled, baked, or stir-fried with vegetables. Tempeh has a nutty flavor and works beautifully in salads, grain bowls, or as a protein-rich topping. Edamame makes an easy snack or side dish sprinkled with sea salt, and soy milk can replace dairy in coffee smoothies or oatmeal. The key is variety. By rotating different forms of soy, you prevent boredom while maximizing nutritional benefits. It's also worth mentioning synergy. Your muscles thrive when soy is paired with other nutrient-dense foods. For example, pairing tofu with leafy greens provides calcium and magnesium, which support muscle contraction. Adding beans or lentils alongside soy creates a diverse amino acid pool, strengthening the body's ability to rebuild tissue. Even healthy fats like olive oil or avocado help absorb fat, soluble vitamins, further enhancing muscle repair. And don't forget lifestyle. Nutrition alone cannot win the fight against sarcopenia. You must combine the right foods with strength training. Even light resistance exercise makes a huge difference. Just 20-30 minutes of weight-bearing activity, such as resistance bands or bodyweight exercises, 3 to 4 times a week, sends powerful signals to your muscles to grow stronger. When combined with soy-rich meals, the results are exponential. Your body doesn't just maintain muscle, it actively rebuilds it. Finally, consistency is everything. Muscle protection is not about one superfood eaten once in a while. It's about building habits. Make soy a regular part of your diet. Spread your protein intake across the day, move your body regularly, and you will notice the difference. Strength will return, energy will stabilize, and the risk of sarcopenia will decline. This is how you take control of your health and rewrite the story of aging. So what have we uncovered? Sarcopenia, the silent thief of strength, is not inevitable. It begins early, progresses quietly, and can devastate quality of life if ignored. Bone broth, despite its popularity, cannot protect your muscles the way people are led to believe. It lacks the amino acids required to truly rebuild muscle. Relying on it alone is like trying to fight a fire with water vapor. It looks like help, but it never gets the job done. The real solution lies in science-backed foods like soy, tofu, tempeh, and edamame, nutrient-dense sources of complete protein and leucine that directly activate muscle protein synthesis. These foods don't just slow muscle loss, they fuel muscle repair, improve metabolism, and protect you from the cascade of health issues that sarcopenia brings. The path forward is clear: make muscle protection a daily priority. Include protein-rich foods like soy in every meal. Balance them with vegetables, healthy fats, and whole grains. Pair nutrition with strength-building movement, and you create a formula that defies the limitations of age. Remember, muscle is not just about strength, it's about independence, mobility, and vitality. It's what allows you to pick up your grandchildren, carry groceries, travel, dance, and live fully without fear of weakness or fragility. Muscle is the foundation of longevity. When you protect it, you protect your future. The choice is yours. You can continue following the myths, relying on bone broth and hoping for the best. Or you can follow the science, nourish your body with the right foods, and take back control over your health. Sarcopenia is not stronger than you. With knowledge and action, you can prevent it, fight it, and even reverse it. So forget the hype, forget the shortcuts, and focus on what truly matters, the